What's up, everyone? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Marco.
And we're the Motinos. And in this video, we're going to talk about why expectations are so damaging to relationships and why you should be letting them go.
All right, so the first thing that we're going to cover is gender-specific expectations. So what a man should be doing and what a woman should be doing based off what society tells us. So, for example, men should be taking out the trash. Women should be cooking. Men should be mowing the lawn. Women should be doing the laundry. Buying gifts for Valentine's Day. That's the man's job. Making sure they get the women flowers and things like that. So what society expects a man to do and what society expects a woman to do.
Right. So, and this is a really big thing because believe it or not, so many people get mad and cause problems in the relationship because of expectations.
So for example, a small situation between me and Natasha back in the day when we first started dating, Valentine's Day, she kind of gave me mixed signals in the sense that she always told me that she didn't like getting flowers because they died so quickly. But then when Valentine's Day came around, if I didn't get her flowers, she was actually really upset. So it was kind of weird. And that happened for the first couple of years or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, it was just one of those mixed expectations, but she was giving me different signals. So that falls into the whole what to expect category. And I don't think you should ever expect anything, and you should openly communicate what you want.
So at home, Mark and I have we came to a mutual understanding that on Valentine's Day we weren't going to do anything crazy other than maybe make something
or
for
go
dinner.
out for dinner or something.
Yeah, just do something, but that was because we agreed to do that. Some people don't even celebrate Valentine's Day. Another one is, we delegate things that we want to do versus what we don't want to do in our household. I do a majority of the cooking at home because Marco doesn't like to cook, but I also hate taking out the trash, so he does it. But I don't expect that of him, and he doesn't expect it of me.
It was more we mutually agreed, okay, you'll do these things, I'll do these things. Now, I'm not going to lie, when we first started dating, there were expectations, and that's
100%.
why we got into a lot of our fights, was because I was expecting her to do all this just because of how I was raised in my household, and then vice versa. So expectations are draining could be draining on a relationship. So it's important to openly communicate these issues and what you expect. Don't just expect, but communicate that.
Right. So now I just want to talk a little bit about letting go of expectations. People can't read minds, so stop expecting them to know what you want. Bottom line. So I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit of a story. About 4 or 5 years ago, before Mark and I started, obviously, this transformation in our lives, I used to love going for walks. And I found that I was constantly going by myself because Marco did not like walking with me. I would literally ask him every single time I went, and he would say no. He'd have an excuse on why he didn't want to go. And I'd be so mad because I expected him to go with me. Why doesn't he want to walk with me? Why wouldn't he want to spend time with me and walk with me? And so instead of finding out why he didn't want to walk with me, I would get so mad at him because I expected him to come with me. Which brings me into my next point, is being direct. If you want something, you need to tell your partner what you want. And if they're not aligned with that, you need to figure out how you guys are going to work it out together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To continue this story, I ended up accepting the fact that Marco didn't like walking, and I would just go without him without expectation. So we stopped fighting about it. But then one day, Mark asked me if we wanted to go to downtown Oakville, which is a really beautiful community, to go for a walk. And I was like, okay, seriously, you want to go for a walk? We enjoyed it so much that we literally, in the summertime in Canada, because that's where we live, we would go downtown Oakville every day with our son and go for a walk. And we would have business meetings, we'd grab a coffee, and it became our thing.
Yeah, it became a regular routine. We'd go to the park, take Noah to the park, put him on the swing. It was actually really nice. And
the thing that I failed to ask Marco when I expected him to go for a walk with me is why he hated going for walks. So, Mark, why did you hate going for walks?
It just wasn't very scenic in our area. Like, I didn't enjoy walking on the sidewalk just looking at a bunch of like houses. Like, it didn't appeal to me, and so because of that, I didn't enjoy walking, and I thought of walking as like a dreadful thing that I didn't want to do. And so when we started going to Oakville, downtown Oakville, it felt really nice. It felt the environment was nice. There's people everywhere.
Sparked ideas.
Yeah, it was just, it felt really, really good. And so that's when we started walking all the time. And just as an example, at her mom's house, we actually used to go for walks.
In the ravines,
ravines, yeah. And this was during the time when she would try to get me to go for walks, and we would fight. But at her mom's house, I would go in the ravines just because, like, we're in the forest. Like, it was nice, right? It was different. We weren't looking at just walking down the street, looking at houses and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that was why I didn't enjoy walking. And then once she understood why, that's when we were able to get past that and then start enjoying
So
our
something
walks.
that we once fought about literally every day became something that we love to do every day together. And it's because we stopped expecting and we were direct and we asked why. Yeah. Right?
It ended up being communication. That's
exactly.
That's what solved the problem, was communication.
So then another point that we want to bring up is accept your partner's differences or anybody's differences. You can't expect whoever, your partner, your friend, to love and enjoy everything that you love to do. But what you can do is you can make sacrifices for them even if you don't enjoy doing them. Mm-hmm. For example, Marco and I really love playing board games. Oftentimes we'll have like board game nights with friends and family. Mainly, obviously, party games because like everybody loves them and those are my favorite. And everything's about me. No, I'm joking. But Marco also really loves playing strategy games like Risk and Catan. If you guys know those games. Oh yeah, you guys know those games. Well, I hate those games, and mainly it's because they're just so long. Like, it takes like an hour and a half sometimes to play one round, and it's no fun. It's just battling, and anyway, I'm not going to get into that. What I will say is that Mark used to expect me to play with him because he had nobody else to play with. Like, he would buy these games, and we were at home, and he'd bug me and be like, you never want to play these games with me. You never this, you never that. So one day I decided to make a sacrifice and actually play with him. Can you imagine me playing Risk? So that was my first game, my first strategy game, playing with Noah. Sorry, babe. Marco. Noah's my son's name. And I actually had fun. Like, it wasn't my go-to game. I would never be like, hey, babe, you want to go play Risk? But I had a good time, and we connected because I made the sacrifice of playing something that my partner wants to do. And that's the whole thing, right? Like, you have to be able to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. So this is just an example of how Mark and I go about our day-to-day in pretty much all areas of our life. We've learned to just let go of what we expect of one another and directly communicate what we want and make sacrifices to make each other happy, because ultimately you want your partner to be happy because their happiness is your happiness. You love them, right? So
exactly. And so it's not just like take. You have to give, just like in any other relationship. And so when we started having this like communication thing where we're really communicating, really in sync, that's when things started to get much, much better. It was no more, I expect Natasha to do this or this or this. It was more like, hey, babe, can you do this, or do you want to do this, or can you help me, or whatever the case may be. So the communication thing is what led to a stronger, healthier relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we stopped picking on those little things. Because, you know, there's times in life where you just have to let things go.
Mm-hmm.
It might be bothering you, but it's just not worth it to even bring up. Just let it go. Learn to let things go that are going to cause a fight that is completely unnecessary.
And just so you know, like, this is not perfect. We still fight.
No.
There's still issues with communication. It's something that we work on all the time. But we're a lot better at it now than we were before, and it's something that we are consistently working on. And I don't think perfect is possible. There's always going to be something. But again, it's about understanding and being aware of what those things are and accepting them.
Yeah. So just to wrap things up, like, expectations at the end of the day are so detrimental to relationships. And oftentimes they can actually completely ruin relationships. Mm-hmm. And so letting go of them is probably the best advice I can give you for this video. Just let go of them and be direct with what you want.
Yes. Let your partner know. Talk about what you expect. Have that communication. Don't just expect, if that makes sense. All right, so what we hope that you get out of this video is let go of expectations, be direct, accept your partner's differences, and communicate. And these are the things that we used to really build a strong relationship together. All right, so if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell so you're notified as soon as any new video is released.
And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. We'd be happy to reply. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye. What's up, everyone?
Wait, I'm not ready.
What's up, everyone? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Marco.
And we're the Montinos. Okay,
and we're done with the video.
Okay.
We're going to do that again? That was good. I can cut it out, babe. We don't have to do it again.
No, but it was like so like, and we're the Montinos and you're Montinos. Like, it wasn't like the same tone.
Oh my God.
Okay,
right.
One more time.
Gender-specific expectations. Yeah.
Okay, so number one.
No, wait. Ready? Gender-specific expectations.
It's so good.
Okay. So, for example, men should be lowering the mont. Wow, that made you laugh that hard. Okay. We got this. Okay.